Welcome to Love Light with Dr. Jean Marie Farish. Today, we'll show you how to use the spirit of love and self-worth to improve the connections with everyone else in your life. This program is your weekly gift, and it will keep on giving. You'll see. Now, here's your host, Dr. Jean Marie Farish.
Hello and welcome, everyone. I hope you are all faring well. I'm Dr. Jean Marie, your Love Light host, and we are delighted for you to join us on the Voice America Empowerment Channel, shining love light into your hearts and homes to empower your life with love. We know that our show today will be enlightening, empowering, and inspirational. We have a wonderful show, Healing with Love, with Lisa Manyon. A beautiful quote by Louise Hay: "Love is the greatest healing power I know." Love can heal the deepest and most painful memories because love brings the light of understanding to the darkest corners of our hearts and minds. You know, how we feel about ourselves affect our capacity to heal and our overall well-being. In my book, Living in the Spirit of Love, Our Natural State of Being, I empower readers on how to really look at all the key areas of their lives: personal development, spiritual health, fitness, finance, romance, business, career, fun, recreation, social life, and to realize how we feel about ourselves impact all areas of our lives. And the invisible forces of love shape our daily lives. Love is a powerful, positive energy that is necessary for our healthy balance of mind, body, and spirit. And our amazing guest today, Lisa Manyon, is joining us today from Ashland, Oregon, author of the #1 international best-selling book, Spiritual Sugar: The Divine Ingredients to Heal Yourself with Love. She's also the co-author of The Silver Lining of Cancer, host of the podcast Your Message Matters, president of Right On Creative. Lisa teaches, trains, and transforms via her methodologies about healing with love. She pioneered the values-based challenge, solution, invitation, communication framework, and is a cancer thriver. Her self-empowering message: tap into the inner sweetness of your soul to heal yourself with love. And she's here today on our show, Healing with Love. And again, joining us today from Ashland, Oregon. Welcome, Lisa, to our show today.
Thank you so much. It is my absolute pleasure to be here. I love the alignment of everything we're doing in the world, and I cannot wait to share just a really great conversation with your listeners so that they too can heal with love.
Oh, wonderful. Well, Lisa, can you tell us a little bit about yourself and what inspired your work? What inspired your healing love journey?
Such a great question, Jean. You know, I always thought that my first book would be a book about marketing with integrity because that's what I have been teaching for decades. And as life would have it, that's not what happened. I actually was experiencing some health challenges. I didn't really know that anything big was going on at that time. I just kind of got a little niggling that I needed to take better care of myself. And so this was in 2015. And I actually received a divine download that told me I was to write a book, gave me the title Spiritual Sugar, said that it would be all about healing with love. And these divine downloads are not new to me, but the magnitude of this message was, and I thought to myself, okay, creator, that's great, but what do I know about healing with love? And, you know, furthermore, I have this huge charge of teaching marketing with integrity, which is kind of seen as an oxymoron in the advertising, marketing, and copywriting arena. So I journaled about it and I set that aside because I knew it was important, but it felt so much bigger than me. And I also had a big, some thoughts of who am I? Who am I to to talk about this because I didn't feel like I was a healed person. Well, fast forward to 2017, and I was experiencing some major health difficulties, did not know exactly what was going on, but knew that something was definitely off. And as I was sitting in inquiry, waiting to have testing, waiting to see what was going on, I got another message that said, "Don't worry, you'll heal this with love."
Mm.
And it was in that moment that I remembered the previous God nudge that I had received 2 years prior. I went and found my journal, pulled it out, and there it was in my writing directly from source. This is what you're to do. So I bought the domain name on the spot, and I started building the Spiritual Sugar brand and information while I was going through my healing with love journey. And it was in 2017 when I was diagnosed with cancer.
Well, Lisa, first of all, I like to say we are grateful for you following that guidance. And I just love that title, Spiritual Sugar. And what you shared, even though you're in marketing and all that, when we write from spirit, write from the heart, it takes a whole different twist than just picking a topic and writing on it.
Well, yeah, absolutely. It's a gift. It's a true gift. And when we receive these messages from Creator, and whatever you choose to define that in is totally fine with me. And I believe it's totally fine with the Creator as well. There's definitely something bigger than us. And when I receive these divine downloads and these God nudges, I've learned that you really do need to stop and pause and pay attention. They're being delivered to us for a reason. And unfortunately, in our fast-paced world that has been so skewed by false pretenses and chasing after the next bright and shiny object and glorifying being busy, we often miss these cues. And when we don't listen, we get shaken into very challenging circumstances when, had we listened previously, perhaps it might not have been that challenging.
That's so perfectly said. I think we were talking earlier about how, we're in this path of doing or serving, and sometimes we don't realize that we need to really focus on ourselves and that own love and healing that we so really need for ourselves. And you call this your love journey. I love that. Why do you call it love journey?
Well,
okay, go ahead. Sorry. No, go ahead.
No, go ahead. We're both so excited to share this. I know.
Go ahead, please.
Yeah, my healing with love journey, because that's exactly what it is. I mean, that's what I was told I was going to do, and that's what I did. When I received the diagnosis that I had throat cancer, first of all, my mission and message has always been to give women in particular a voice to turn their ideas into something that matters and to teach marketing with integrity. And it was so interesting to me that this was impacting my voice, which showed me that I was either repressing something or there was something more that I was to share with the world that wasn't being said. And it was a combination of both of those things, actually. So the Creator gave me that term when I was told I was going to write a book about healing with love. And then when I was sitting in inquiry and I wasn't sure how I was going to face any of this and didn't even know what it was and had no idea that I was even going to be diagnosed with cancer. And I got that second message that said, "Don't worry, you will heal this with love." Clearly, I decided to choose that path because it sounded way better than the alternative. And so many people believe that a cancer diagnosis is a death sentence. And that's not necessarily true. Now, there are multiple types of cancer, and I cannot speak to how anyone else can heal themselves with love. I can only share some of the things that I did, and I can encourage people to course correct prior to having a serious wake-up call like facing mortality, because I assure you, it is not for the faint of heart.
Mm-hmm. I love what you said, the connection there, the course connect, because I know there are many listeners out there with debilitating illnesses, at different stages and phases. And I know you speak to your journey. And I know Louise Hay heals herself as well. Can you provide maybe any uplifting thought for our listeners out there who for possibilities, to be open to divine possibilities for healing. Because like you say, sometimes you think, oh gosh, this is a death sentence, and then you lose your will to live, you lose your will to thrive.
Such a great question. Well, I think it's important for the listeners to know something about me, and that is I have always questioned everything. I challenge the norm. I engage critical thinking. I go against the grain on a regular basis. I never take anything at face value. And the reason I share that is because we have been programmed and brainwashed and taught to live in fear and scarcity.
Yes.
From many different sources. And there is a different way to approach life and to be in life, and that is to not roll into the fear. I had a choice when I received that diagnosis. I could have rolled into the fear that we had been programmed with, that this was a death sentence, and I could have given up, done nothing to change, and just assumed that because I was told I had cancer, that was it. I chose not to do that. What I chose to do is research and look into different alternative modalities to healing and look at what other people had done in the past. And one of the people that I really looked to and who was a great guide in all of this is Louise Hay. You opened the show with a quote from her. She was absolutely incredible. And she, too, was a cancer thriver. She had actually experienced cancer many times, and she realized that if she did not heal her internal trauma and release that the cancer would continue to come back. And I think she said in one of her audios something like, I realized that until I took full control of myself and healed what was going on internally with Louise, the doctors were going to continue to cut the cancer out until there was no Louise left.
Oh, wow. That's amazing.
It really, truly was. So my best advice to anyone listening who has any type of ailment is to commit to you and really start taking good care of yourself, because there are things that we can do to make ourselves feel better, no matter what our circumstances are. And a lot of those things are as simple as drinking pure filtered water, just to start with. Most of the water that we have available to us is full of contaminants. This includes plastic bottled water. When water is left to sit in plastic bottles, that plastic seeps into the water. When we drink it, it seeps into our body. Those are not elements that promote health. So I drink filtered water. I have a Berkey filter. I drink filtered water. I encourage everyone to get one or some kind of filtration system. It just helps to remove some of those toxins. Eating pure food. And what this means is just real food. Think about it. We are surrounded by fruits and vegetables and things that have not been modified that we can eat that fuel our soul and our cells. But when we're eating processed poisonous foods, and I know that sounds like a pretty strong statement, but many of the packaged processed foods that we have are actually full of poison. If you look at the ingredients and you start Googling those and doing internet searches to see what those actually are, and if you can't even pronounce them, I highly recommend that you don't eat them.
Thank you for sharing that. Do your research. Be curious. Try different things. And the litmus test is how it makes you feel. Let's talk a little bit about the relationship we have with ourselves, because I regard this as the most important. Many do not realize their own power of love, and many see love as external based on their worthiness to receive it. But it is really an inside job. Can you speak to that, as to how loving ourselves can enhance our own well-being overall?
Absolutely. It has to start within us. If we do not love ourselves, commit to ourselves, and take care of ourselves, we will have nothing left for anyone else. And that's where disease often manifests. When we're giving too much, but we're not filling ourselves up, it causes stress and anxiety and health issues and all kinds of things. And so it really is a matter of taking a deep breath, stepping back, and really checking into, as you mentioned earlier, how does this feel to me? It really truly is about how we feel, but we've also been programmed to be on autopilot and to just keep moving forward no matter what, to reach the goal, to get the job, to do whatever it might be. And realistically, we need to slow down and go inward and foster that self-love so that we can have more to give to the world.
That's so beautiful, because I know for myself, reaching milestones and markers based on societal expectations, right? And every time I reach a significant milestone or point, it's like, is this what it's about? And it's like, okay, constantly seeking. But I'm like you, I was looking for, I asked myself a series of existential questions. I always look for something more meaningful. And in those earlier years, it's like I didn't really understand. I just knew that I was moving forward with the milestones and markers that society said would make me happy, but it really didn't. I enjoyed serving, but it was like something was missing. Those existential questions. Why am I here? What is life all about, right? How do I find meaning, right?
I agree 100%. We really, truly need to take a look at why we're motivated to do things and what that really does to fortify ourselves and humanity.
Yes, so very important, because it's not about, even in terms of service, it's like, what can I do in terms of making the world better or uplifting another human being, or in my, the concept of as I work with others, I'm healing myself as well. So it's all a reciprocal piece there. As I give, I receive. And I think one of the most important things for me was that I had to, I taught what I was supposed to learn, and for me, that lesson really was all about love.
Well, I think we all do that, Jean. That's beautiful. We absolutely teach what we need to learn, and then we pass it on to others. We're all learning together.
Yes, that's so beautiful. Well, I think we're up for a brief commercial break, so don't go away. We'll be right back with more on healing with love. Lisa has a fantastic meditation for us in the next segment, and she's our guest today, author of the #1 international best-selling book, Spiritual Sugar. She's a co-author of The Silver Lining of Cancer, host of the podcast Your Message Matters, and president of Right On Creative. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Announcing Dr. Jean Marie Farish's new book, Love Mastery Devotion Journal, 21-day weekly prompts and affirmations. This is the companion piece to Dr. Farish's best-selling book, Living in the Spirit of Love, Our Natural State of Being. Through the new book, we invite you to cultivate a lifestyle of love through daily devotional practices over a 21-day period, following 9 ingredients in the recipe of love. Love Mastery Devotion Journal, 21-day weekly prompts and affirmations is available on Amazon.com and Balboa Press.
Jean Marie Farish's Center for Conscious Loving, LLC, cultivates a lifestyle of love and wholehearted connections through personal growth, altruistic services, and speaking engagements. Resources include classes, workshops, life care coaching, and creative service projects with an emphasis on cultural arts. Visit the website at drjeanmariefarish-consciousloving.com. That's Jean Marie Farish-consciousloving.com. Or click the link on the Love Light show page.
Best-selling Authors International news honors best-selling authors around the globe. Dr. Jean Marie Farish is featured in the newly released issue of Published Magazine. To have first access to this treasured resource, go to publishedmagazine.com. Vicki Winterton and Dr. Jean Marie Farish have compiled a dynamic book, We're All in This Together. Embrace One Another, an anthology with 24 highly diverse co-authors who share how to spread the message of love, resilience, inclusivity, and compassion. This book is an invaluable source of uplifting, inspiring, and positive insights for spreading positivity in the world. We're All in This Together. Embrace One Another is available on Amazon.com. Be sure to get your copy today.
I know it's in Dr. Jean Marie Farish's Center for Conscious Loving, LLC, cultivates a lifestyle of love and wholehearted connections through personal growth, altruistic services, and speaking engagements. Resources include classes, workshops, life care coaching, and creative service projects with an emphasis on cultural arts. Visit the website at drjeanmariefarish-consciousloving.com. That's DrJeanMarieFarish-consciousloving.com.
Dr. Jean Marie Farish is proud to announce the release of her new book, Living in the Spirit of Love, Our Natural State of Being, available now at Balboa Press. This book will help you master your life and flourish in love. You'll learn how to become a better and more evolved you. Feel good by making life-affirming choices. Deepen your feelings and expressions of love. Tune in love and sustain the change. And flourish in love and find your joy. Visit BalboaPress.com and search for Living in the Spirit of Love and enjoy Dr. Farish's new book today.
I'm Judy Satori. I'm a spiritual channel and activator of human potential. You might have heard me speaking on the Voice of America on Dr. Jean Farish's show, Love Light, because I've been speaking about the challenges that are besetting all of us right now and how we can surrender but also keep on going. I want to invite you to join my new Facebook group that is devoted to heart-centered connection and unity. Through this Facebook group, you can also join my free access question and answer session with Spirit on the first Wednesday to Thursday of every month. Just search Ascension Community on Facebook to join the group. In this session, I answer questions and transmit energy from Spirit to give you guidance and support. Because life on planet Earth ain't easy right now. And there is so much help from above, from beings of love and light, from multidimensional realities who are actually here with us, wanting to step up and support us. I welcome you to become part of our ongoing group conversation about evolutionary change and how it's affecting us as human beings and affecting our life today. Many blessings to you. You can find out more about me and my work at www.ascensionlibrary.org. Have a wonderful day.
It's your world. Motivate, change, succeed. VoiceAmericaEmpowerment.com.
You are tuned in to Love Light with Dr. Jean Marie Farish. Feel free to connect with our program through email or check out our links on Facebook. Reach Jean at Jean72Farish@yahoo.com. That's Jean72Farish@yahoo.com. And now, back to Love Light.
Welcome back to Love Light, Living in the Spirit of Love. And if you're just joining us, we are with our amazing guest, Lisa Manyon. She's joining us today on our show, Healing with Love. Lisa is the author of the #1 international best-selling book, Spiritual Sugar, host of the podcast, Your Message Matters, and president of Right On Creative. And we have a special a treat for you. Lisa's going to engage us in a relaxing meditation and perhaps share some journal prompts. So, Lisa, thank you so much for opening that door about self-love and the healing power of love and sharing your love journey. So tell us a little bit about the relaxing meditation, what we need to do to prepare ourselves for this.
Sure. Well, what I want to say about all of that is that it's important to set ourselves up for success. And we talked a lot about slowing down and really tapping into how we feel. And so the relaxation meditation is designed to help you do just that. And often what I will do prior to getting ready for the day or anything else, even prior, as an example, prior to this interview, I cleansed my space with Palo Santo. I have essential oil diffusing. I have a Peace essential oil diffusing. I have a beautiful salt lamp that's lighting the room. And I set the stage for peace each day when I'm getting ready for the day. And I did that prior to our interview. And a couple of other things that I do, I just really do some, as we mentioned, meditation and journaling. And what I want to do now is just kind of invite all of the listeners to take a deep breath with us and sink into their body, right? So take a deep breath, just real deep breath in, breathe out. Allow your shoulders to relax. Oftentimes they're tense. They're kind of up near our ears. That's not where they belong. Breathe in, let those relax. If you can, put your feet on the floor. Feel the floor beneath you. I don't think anyone's outside right now, but ideally, if you're outside, take your shoes off, put your feet in the grass or the dirt. Feel everything around you and breathe. Unclench your jaw. Take another deep breath. And breathe in love and gratitude. Feel how just breathing in, relaxing your jaw and relaxing your shoulders brings you more centered, closer to yourself, into a place where you can receive. And try to clear your mind. Breathe again, a deep breath. Breathe out. And imagine that you're surrounded by pure white light and that love is entering into your heart. And that everything you're going to do from this moment forward, when we complete the meditation, is going to be with love for yourself, for your community, for your family, for your environment, for humanity. Because when we shift into the frequency of love, it's actually the highest frequency on the planet. So again, breathe in that love. Feel it. Feel it in your body. You can do this with your eyes open or your eyes closed. It just depends on what makes you feel the most comfortable. And as you take those deep breaths, you'll notice that your body, your soul, and your cells are beginning to recalibrate to a state of peace, a state of presence, and a state of well-being. Go ahead and take another really deep breath in. Exhale, and just sit for a moment in silence and in stillness. One of the most challenging things for many of us to do is to clear our mind. Our minds are always so active. They need a break sometimes too. And when we pause to give ourselves this space, to sit in silence, to breathe, and to relax, it brings us back to our center, to our purpose, and to what we're really meant to be doing. And the number one priority for each of us is to take care of ourselves. One more deep breath. And set an intention as to how you would like to experience the rest of your day or evening if you're listening in the evening. But be intentional about everything that you do moving forward. Instead of rushing, instead of hurrying, be intentional and set intentions as to how you want everything to unfold for you. If your eyes were closed, you can slowly open them. Some people prefer to keep your eyes closed. Some prefer to keep them open. There is no wrong or right way to meditate. And I share this with you because even this short relaxation meditation can reset things for you on all levels. I recommend that we focus on 3 areas in our life: self, health, and wealth. And self is, of course, self-care, self-love. We've talked a lot about that. Health, of course, I don't know that I need to say much about that, but let's fuel our body, our soul, and our cells and our mind with pure foods, clean water, pure thoughts. And then wealth isn't always monetary, but it's important that we feel wealthy, that we have everything that we need, that we're setting ourselves up for success, and that, yes, we're able to pay our bills, but we're also experiencing the richness of life. And to me, being happy and healthy is the greatest wealth you could possibly ever have. Now, I created a an audio. It's called The Journey to Awakening, and it's available on the Spiritual Sugar website. There are also some journal prompts that I call Spiritual Sugar Heart Sparks that are available there too. But I'm going to go ahead and walk us through some of those journal prompts that you can just jot down. So if you don't have a pen or paper, go ahead and grab that now, or just listen again when you have a chance so that we can all stay present with one another. The questions that I'd really like for you to think about, there's 5 main questions that I would love for you to consider. The first one is, what is the most important thing in my life right now? The second one is, how am I connected to my faith? In other words, what do you believe in and how do you strengthen that connection with your higher power? And whatever that higher power is, completely up to you. There's absolutely no judgment. I just know there's something bigger than me and you out there. If we step into nature, we see it, we know it, we feel it, and we need to really get back to a place of faith. The third question is, am I pausing to love and honor myself? And I like to take that a step further and say, what have I done for me lately? So for you, what have you done for you lately? And make a list of those things to remind us to create a self-care and self-love practice that's ongoing. And number 4 is, what is my relationship with my health? Again, are you eating well, exercising, taking mental health days or breaks, or getting out in nature? It's completely up to you. You get to create your own routine that really fuels your soul and your cells. And finally, do I have a healthy relationship with money? Are you building wealth, letting money work for you, experiencing the richness of life? And I ask this because one of the biggest stressors for most people is money. So it's really important to create a healthy relationship with that to move things forward on your terms. It doesn't mean that you have to strive to be a multimillionaire. It doesn't mean that you have to have $1 million in the bank. It just means that you have to have a respect for the energy of money and give that some thought and journal about that. So I leave you with those practices, the relaxation meditation and the journal prompts to help you recenter and truly commit to yourself so that you can be of greater service to humanity, but most importantly, so that you can be the healthiest, happiest version of you.
Just beautiful. And thank you for that lovely meditation. Helps us open our hearts and let love in. I love what you said about how you kind of begin your day and keep your space clear. And I was like, gosh, that's the same things that I do. Have my salt lamp and my sage for clearing, and I set intentions for the day, because sometimes we just kind of jump out of bed, start our day. All right, I got to do this. Well, I think that time to devote to ourselves, to set those intentions and, keep ourselves centered is so important. And you've inspired us with those prompts to keep us kind of on track, emotionally and mentally, things that I need to be focusing on and thinking about for myself, the relationship with myself, my health, and, wealth. And as you indicated, wealth comes in many ways. And I think when we look at abundance, it's more than just money. It can be that extended hand of generosity when we're in need, right? Or, something that happens out of the blue, a gift from spirit that will move us forward throughout the day. So thank you for sharing those primary points and the journal prompts. Many people feel I'm not good enough, or I don't have enough, or I don't fit in. And I thought about a quote by Lao Tzu. When we realize that nothing is lacking, the whole world belongs to you. I just love that.
That is so beautiful, and it is so true. And it really goes back to that mindset and setting ourselves up for success and starting the day out the right way. And one of the things that I did for myself is I eliminated caffeine, which was extremely challenging for me because I was kind of a coffee snob. I would grind my own beans. I loved that whole ritual, but the caffeine was not that great for me. So I shifted up and I drink something called mud now, mud water, which has adaptogen mushrooms and different things that are really good for my health. And it's one of the things that I do in the morning to set myself up for success, that and a protein shake, because again, it's not about just fueling our mind. It's about fueling our body. And it really is about tapping into the abundance around us. And we must, again, be creating these rituals and these things that we can do daily that fortify ourselves on so many levels.
Yes, I love that, because we get into these habits, right? And we don't really look at alternatives. And I think you have a lot of alternative approaches to health and healing. And, again, the litmus test is, how does this make me feel? If I get off the caffeine or if I try something different, because personally, I want to sustain what makes me feel good.
It's so true. And I love that you said that, Jean, because when I really course corrected my health, I jokingly say that I quit my 4 favorite food groups: coffee, wine, chocolate, and cheese. I honestly thought that alone might kill me because I loved all of those things so much. And I quit them all cold turkey for a period of time and felt better. And now on occasion, I will have some of my favorite food groups, even though they're not really food groups. And, the other thing that I did was eliminate all processed sugar. That is still a thing. On occasion, I'll have some, but you would be amazed at how much sugar is in everything. And it really isn't that good for us.
So important to, I think, keep ourselves healthy, because it keeps us, to me, open to absorbing the light. If I'm not feeling good, or I'm eating toxic things, and I can't be open to the light and love because I'm so I'm not feeling my best. So you're showing us how we can optimize our health and really be free, light, and open to feeling good and feeling better.
Absolutely. And you mentioned that I used some different alternative tools and modalities for my Healing with Love journey. And I outline, I think it's about 50 of them in the book. And I did try all of them myself. And the reason that the subtitle of the book is The Divine Ingredients to Heal Yourself with Love is because I can't give anybody a recipe to heal. You've got to find that out yourself. So pick and choose the ingredients that work for you. And as you mentioned, it has to feel right.
So maybe when we come back from break, you can enlighten us with a few of those ingredients. But right now, we're ready for a brief commercial break. So don't go away. Stay tuned for more on Healing with Love with our amazing guest, Lisa Manyon. She's joining us today on our show, Healing with Love. She's a #1 international best-selling author of Spiritual Sugar, a co-author of The Silver Lining of Cancer, host of the podcast Your Message Matters, president of Right On Creative. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Vicki Winterton and Dr. Jean Marie Farish have compiled a dynamic book. We're all in this together. Embrace one another. An anthology with 24 highly diverse co-authors who share how to spread the message of love, resilience, inclusivity, and compassion. This book is an invaluable source of uplifting, inspiring, and positive insights for spreading positivity in the world. We're all in this together. Embrace one another is available on Amazon.com. Be sure to get your copy today.
I'm Judy Satori. I'm a spiritual channel and activator of human potential. You might have heard me speaking on the Voice of America on Dr. Jean Farish's show, Love Light, because I've been speaking about the challenges that are besetting all of us right now and how we can surrender but also keep on going. I want to invite you to join my new Facebook group that is devoted to heart-centered connection and unity. Through this Facebook group, you can also join my free access question and answer session with Spirit on the first Wednesday to Thursday of every month. Just search Essential Community on Facebook to join the group. In this session, I answer questions and transmit energy from Spirit to give you guidance and support. Because life on planet Earth ain't easy right now. And there is so much help from above, from beings of love and light, from multidimensional realities who are actually here with us, wanting to step up and support us. I welcome you to become part of our ongoing group conversation about evolutionary change and how it's affecting us as human beings and affecting our life today. Many blessings to you. You can find out more about me and my work at www.ascensionlibrary.org. Have a wonderful day.
Dr. Jean Marie Farish is proud to announce the release of her new book, Living in the Spirit of Love, Our Natural State of Being, available now at Balboa Press. This book will help you master your life and flourish in love. You'll learn how to become a better and more evolved you. Feel good by making life-affirming choices. Deepen your feelings and expressions of love. Tune in love and sustain the change. And flourish in love and find your joy. Visit BalboaPress.com and search for Living in the Spirit of Love and enjoy Dr. Farish's new book today. Announcing Dr. Jean Marie Farish's new book, Love Mastery Devotion Journal, 21-day weekly prompts and affirmations. This is the companion piece to Dr. Farish's best-selling book, Living in the Spirit of Love, Our Natural State of Being. Through the new book, we invite you to cultivate a lifestyle of love through daily devotional practices over a 21-day period, following 9 ingredients in the recipe of love. Love Mastery Devotion Journal, 21-day weekly prompts and affirmations is available on Amazon.com and Balboa Press. Best-selling Authors International news honors best-selling authors around the globe. Dr. Jean Marie Farish is featured in the newly released issue of Published Magazine. To have first access to this treasured resource, go to publishedmagazine.com.
Jean Marie Farish's Center for Conscious Loving, LLC, cultivates a lifestyle of love and wholehearted connections through personal growth, altruistic services, and speaking engagements. Resources include classes, workshops, life care coaching, and creative service projects with an emphasis on cultural arts. Visit the website at drjeanmariefarish-consciousloving.com. That's Jean Marie Farish-consciousloving.com. Or click the link on the Love Light show page.
It's your world. Motivate, change, succeed. VoiceAmericaEmpowerment.com.
You are tuned in to Love Light with Dr. Jean Marie Farish. Feel free to connect with our program through email or check out our links on Facebook. Reach Jean at Jean72Farish@yahoo.com. That's Jean72Farish@yahoo.com. And now, back to Love Light.
Welcome back to Love Light, Living in the Spirit of Love. And if you're just joining us, we are with our amazing guest, Lisa Manyon. She's the #1 international best-selling author of the book Spiritual Sugar. She's the host of the podcast Your Message Matters, president of Right On Creative. And Lisa, thank you so much for sharing that beautiful meditation, journal prompts. And we want to really get into a little bit more of those ingredients that you have shared in your book to inspire our listeners.
Yes, as I mentioned, I tried a lot of different alternative modalities while I was healing. And the path that I chose to heal cancer with love was changing my whole diet, of course, but I also incorporated meditation, sound healing, walking in nature, and a bunch of other non-traditional modalities, some energy work, some timeline therapy, all kinds of things to heal. I chose not to do chemo or radiation. And by course correcting my health with pure food and water and all of these other things that I did, it didn't require that to heal. I did have surgery. So I want to make sure that I share that with everyone, because we can course correct our lives. We can improve our health by doing some of these things that I'll tell you. hands down, my favorite modality is singing bowls or sound baths. And sound has had a big part of healing throughout the ages, whether it's music or the singing bowls or, any type of instrument that's being played. Approximately, when you are immersed in a sound bath, you will get the benefits. Like 20 minutes of sound bath therapy will give you approximately 2 hours, the benefits of about 2 hours worth of sleep. So if you have a full hour immersed in singing bowls and sound bath, your cells and your soul will be rejuvenated in so many ways, and it will recalibrate your body as if you have had many, many hours of sleep. And that's the power of it. So for those that are not familiar with sound healing or singing bowls, there's a couple of different kinds. There are crystal bowls, and then there are Tibetan or Himalayan metal alloy bowls, and all of them are aligned with your chakra system. So when they're played, the vibrations, depending on which bowl it is, and many practitioners have sets of 7 or more that correlate with all of the chakras, they vibrate into your body and they generate healing. And it's such a relaxing experience. If you have not experienced that, I 100% recommend it.
Yes, I have a singing bowl that I got from, I think, the Batu Cave in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, nearby. And I know that value of sound, and it is healing. Thank you so much for sharing that.
Absolutely. It's so beautiful. And, I meditate as well. And I want to share something about meditation. We went through a short guided meditation together. But for those who are challenged by meditation, what I want you to know is that meditation can be anything that you love. So do you love cooking? Create a beautiful meal. That's your meditation. Do you like walking in nature? That can be a meditation. If you just want to go for a walk in general, that can be a meditation. So think about the things that bring you joy. It's not all about sitting in the lotus position and, chanting mantras or using mudras. It's about what makes you feel good.
For me, I love those nature walks. That's meditation for me.
That is my medicine. I will tell you, I spend so much time walking in nature, and it really brings me closer to spirit every time I'm in nature. And you just look around and you see the beauty that we have been given. And so many people are so busy, they just don't slow down to take advantage of that. And I highly recommend, if there's one thing that you can do to course correct your busy day, is to pause, get out in nature, even if it's just a 10-minute walk, do it.
Yes. And I love what you said, and even sharing the relaxation meditation, because so often people are not even aware of just how tense they are. You walk around with their bodies all, tensed and, irritable, and really don't know how to relax. And even the feeling of relaxation may be foreign to people because they're so caught up in the busyness of the day.
That is so true. And that brings me to another modality, which is massage. And massage is so important. The human touch is so important to us. And I believe that the stat is something like, in order for us to have optimal health, we should engage in 8 hugs a day or something like that. And many of us don't. And the human touch is so healing. So one of the things that I did was massage. I actually had a massage therapist bring their table to my home and provide massages to help with the healing process. And that's something else, many people will say, well, that's kind of a luxury. And in fact, it is. But I also want to invite people to think about the fact that we are worth that.
Yes.
And it's like, you probably factor in nights out with friends to have cocktails. That is a massage. It all adds up to where you could make a choice to have a massage and go have tea with your friends. There's all kinds of things that you can do to adjust and course correct and be healthier. And it's these small shifts that have big impact.
You gifted yourself with an empowering, self-empowering healing regimen. And we really appreciate you sharing that. And for our listeners, you can start small, right? What are some things you can do right now?
Well, let's just recap some of those things that you can do, really, because first of all, drink filtered pure water. Start with just having a glass of water in the morning. Slow down and have a glass of water, and then roll into your tea or your coffee or your mud or your protein shake, whatever it might be. Start eating real food. Instead of grabbing those processed snacks, grab a piece of fruit. Eat some vegetables. That's a small thing you can do. Go for a 10-minute walk every day. You might not think that's going to make much of a difference, but I assure you, especially those of us who spend a lot of time in front of the computer, it's going to reset you and it's going to help. And I'm going to tell you that just walking alone, because I'm not big into extensive or elaborate workout plans, I started walking when I received my diagnosis. And I would walk sometimes an hour a day, just a leisurely stroll. And within a year, I released 40 pounds.
Amazing.
Yeah, so walking makes a big difference.
Those are great tips, things that we can do right now to feel good now. Lisa, tell us about your book and how listeners can access.
Oh, absolutely. So Spiritual Sugar, the divine ingredients to heal yourself with love, is available on spiritualsugar.com. And when you go there, you can purchase the book, of course, but you can also sign up to receive notifications from me. You'll get a Journey of Awakening audio and the journal prompts that I walked you through. So if you want those printed out in a really beautiful presentation, you can do that. You'll get updates as to what I'm up to with Spiritual Sugar. I'll be doing some speaking engagements and some different things like that, and I'm really excited. And the book is also available on the Barnes & Noble website. It's on Amazon. It will be placed in local independent bookstores as well, because I'm a big fan of independent bookstores.
Perfect. What about your podcast?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So my business, what I actually do for a living, even though I wrote the book, is through my business, Right On Creative. And so I have a podcast called Your Message Matters, and you can access episodes of that on my blog there at rightoncreative.com.
Perfect. And any gift for listeners?
Yes, the gift is for Spiritual Sugar. Go and sign up and get your Journey of Awakening audio and journal prompts and stay in touch. And if people are interested in about what I'm doing with Right On Creative and you're an entrepreneur or business person, take my messenger quiz to discover your messenger type. And I'll also help you fine tune your core message so you can get your message out into the world in a much bigger way.
Wow, absolutely amazing. I am so grateful to you, Lisa, for being on the show today. You've really inspired us on your transformational healing journey and the healing power of love. You have really inspired us, and for your generosity to listeners with all of the resources that you have. And your book is absolutely fantastic. I highly recommend it for our listeners. So I invite our listeners to tune in on demand, share our show with others, and connect with Lisa to go deeper. Thank you so much, Lisa.
Thank you.
Okay. Well, strengthen and embody the practice of love in your daily life by accessing the weekly love practice posted on the blog pages of my website, JeanFarrisJourney.com, and Dr. Jean Marie Farish, ConsciousLoving.com. Love is the ultimate healer. You are worthy of your own love, and as you become more loving of yourself, you will become more loving of others. Take time to just be with yourself and relax. In my articles published in Savannah East, What is Your Love Quotient, LQ, and also Am I Dwelling in Love, I highlight the 9 ingredients in the recipe of love: patience, kindness, humility, generosity, courtesy, good temper, selflessness, guilelessness, and sincerity. All must be practiced to strengthen and embody the practice of love in your daily life. And my book, Love Mastery Devotion Journal, 21-day weekly journal prompts and daily affirmations also help you engage in the practice of love. My love journal for children in English and Spanish will help children learn, understand, and practice love in their lives. I'm Dr. Jean Marie, your Love Light host, coming to you from Voice America. And until we meet again, remember, an empowered self is a loving self. And keep your love light shining. Thank you so much for tuning in today.
Thank you for listening to Love Light this week. Be sure to join Dr. Jean Marie Farish again for another program next Friday at 9 a.m. Pacific Time and noon Eastern Time on the Voice America Empowerment Channel. Have a wonderful week filled with love, self-worth, and better connections.